Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 3-Digit World Cup inaugural stream in the round of 16, featuring the United Kingdom versus Canada. I'm this one guy. I'll be your host today for this best of 11 between our 8th and 9th place finishers in the qualifier round. Pardon me while I fix hit sounds. Okay. So we're getting underway with their warm-ups early on, which gives us a little time to mention the teams. So on your left, Team United Kingdom, Captain Topspin, joined by Apollo Harpy Hello, HLO. How is his name supposed to be pronounced? I've never heard it mentioned. That's a good question. Majora. I don't like calling him Majora. That name still bothers me that it's pronounced Majora. If you wanted it to be Majora, you'd spell it Majora like the video game. And a team fail. Okay. And Wario is the last member of Team United Kingdom as the warm-up comes grinding to a halt because apparently people just can't play space streams very well. Gotta have a no-fail on that pick, apparently. And United Kingdom found that out the hard way. So we will go over to the second warm-up, which is going to be United Kingdom.
Hello, this is George Bembo, and welcome
and it's going to be some meme, I guess. So, Canada, of course, our second team in this one, Captain Eddie, joined by Azer, Stoof, and then the Trev trio, Trev Rasher, and Trev Rasher.
DMM over R squared need not be considered. The nucleus and the alpha particle is treated as point load particles with point
which one of those is a name change back because Kyle was one of those people. Trev Rasher, the one currently on screen, is of course Yuki-chan.
We start off with our angular momentum L equal to
and Kyle is formerly, well, it's a revert, but it was Trev space Rasher. And then of course Trev Rasher all in one is the real one. So
when we make these equal to each other, we can eliminate m on both sides and make r squared divided by dt equals v0b. And this is going to be our first equation.
This is quite the warm-up we get to listen to.
On to regular momentum. The magnitude of a momentum before, pi, is equal to the magnitude of a momentum after, pf, and we shall call this value p. The magnitude of the change of a vector shall be called delta p, and we can visualise these using the parallelogram rule. If we bisect the parallelogram along its longest diagonal, we see that it is perpendicular to the shortest diagonal, delta p. Remembering that the angle inside the triangle corresponds to the deflection angle, theta, we can see that each of the bisected internal angles.
So in our qualifiers, United Kingdom finished 3rd in Nomad, 6th in Hidden, all the way down at 17th in Hard Rock, and 11th in DT. So hard to say if they maybe underperformed a little bit in HR and DT, or if they are maybe a little bit weaker in those areas. Obviously looked pretty decent on both the Nomad and the Hidden picks in the qualifier round. Meanwhile, Canada finished in 8th in Nomad, 10th in Hidden, 9th in Hard Rock, and 13th in Double Time. So pretty consistently kind of middle of the pack for the teams that were able to qualify and make it out of the qualifier round. Never really at the top, but never too far down either. So they were a team that was just kind of consistent in performance across the mods. Never really stood out, but they never really fell down too badly either. I guess, 13th in DT out of the 16 teams that qualified isn't necessarily ideal, but, they obviously were pretty close with several other teams. They were within 8k of the United Kingdom on that mod, despite being 2 spots away from them. And in fact, were, I think, only like 25k away from, like the top 7 or something. Anyway, the scores were relatively, or maybe 250k, which costs a couple of maps is not like a huge deficit. So both these teams, performed decently, but not amazingly well, I suppose, in the qualifier. But things are going to be a little different, obviously, with getting into real matches where you're playing heads up against another team rather than just making a score in a lobby. you actually get to choose your maps. You get to, you know, make picks and bans instead of just running through a pool in a vacuum. So we're finally now getting into the second warm-up after quite the delay, and this is definitely something. I'm gonna Google this, actually. We're gonna look this up here.
Gravitational forces such as GMM over R squared need not be considered. The nucleus and the alpha particle are treated as point load particles with point charges at their centers. And finally, each particle being projected is only deflected up to once by a
Rutherford scattering formula is a formula that is used to model the scattering of alpha particles from nuclei from the Coulomb force and treat it as an orbit. The scattering process can be treated statistically in terms of the cross-section for interaction with a nucleus, which is considered to be a point charge ZE. For a detector at a specific angle with respect to the incident beam, the number of particles per unit area striking the detector is given by the Rutherford formula, which is equal to something very confusing. So I'm going to screenshot that so you can all take a look at it now that we've finished the map.
Let's move on to regular momentum. The magnitude of a momentum before, pi, is equal to the magnitude of a momentum after, pf, and we shall call this value p. The magnitude of the change of a vector shall be called delta p, and we can visualize these using the parallelogram rule. If we bisect the parallelogram along its longest diagonal, we see that it is perpendicular to the shortest diagonal, delta p. Remembering that the angle inside the triangle corresponds to the deflection angle, theta, we can see that each of the bisected internal angles is theta over 2. Using some simple
Okay, so we are now going to actually get underway with some real maps, hopefully.
Hello, this is George Benbow, and welcome to
we do have
scattering equation. Before we start,
Canada winning the roll with a 78.
The charge of a particle being projected is Z1e, and the charge of a nucleus is Z2e. The laws of Newtonian mechanics still apply, and this is purely based on electromagnetic forces. Gravitational forces such as GMM over R squared need not be considered. The nucleus and the alpha particle are treated as point load particles with point charges at their centers. And finally, each particle being projected is only deflected up to once by a single nuclear charge, hence why it is extremely important to use a thin gold foil in the experiment. We start off with our angular momentum L equal to mv0b, but using L equals the cross product of the momentum and R, we get that L is also equal to mr squared divided by dt. When we make these equal to each other, we can eliminate m on both sides and make r squared divided by dt equal to
Alright, so I guess people weren't aware that Kyle name changed back, which to be fair, I was not aware of until just now either.
Now let's move on to
but
momentum.
hopefully maybe the stupid Trev Rasher thing is going to come to an end now. That would be really cool. I would be very glad if we went back to people having their own usernames instead of just being a million variants of Trev Rasher. So, at any rate, United Kingdom won. No, United Kingdom did not win the roll. I don't know why there's Canada won the roll, so they should have not what he's saying.
The triangle corresponds to the deflection angle theta. We can see that each of the bisected internal angles is theta over 2. Using some simple trigonometry, sine theta over 2 is equal to 1/2 delta p over p, which is equal to delta p over 2p. Rearranging this, we get that 2p sine theta over 2 equals delta
anyway,
p.
so yeah, Canada won the roll, 78 to 58, which means they have first ban and second pick. So it is actually should be Canada's ban first, not United Kingdom's ban first. I may have miswritten something, or the ref doesn't remember the rule. I'm not sure.
With respect to t. This implies that delta p equals the integral of f cos phi with respect to t. The equation for the electromagnetic force between two charged particles is equal to their charges over 4 pi epsilon naught r squared. When we substitute this back into our original equation for delta p, we get that it is equal to the integral of z1e, z2e cos phi all over 4 pi epsilon naught r squared with respect to t. Every component in the force apart from r remains constant, so we can take these out of the integral, and with some rearranging inside the integral, we get that delta p is equal to z1, z2
Alright,
squared over 4
we'll get this sorted out.
Multiplied by the integral of dt over dr squared, multiplied by cos phi. You'll see why it's important to place dt where it is in a bit.
Alright, so we will be waiting on Canada's first ban. It seems maybe a little disorganized. I'm not really sure what's going on, but hopefully we'll be able to get things sorted out, and we do. So Canada's first ban is going to be Hidden number 1, Aura by Expander. That is going to be basically the tech hidden pick. So they're getting rid of that one. It's also one of the shortest maps in the pool. It's a minute 47 long. Actually, this entire pool is pretty short. I don't think there's a map longer than like 2 minutes and 45 seconds other than one of the nomads. Like, that's the only one that's 3 minutes or longer. So we'll see what the United Kingdom choose to ban in response. I don't have a great feel for these teams' particular strengths and weaknesses, especially not in this pool since I haven't gotten the opportunity to see it played as of yet. So not sure what we'll necessarily be seeing here as the UK ban. I suppose just going off of qualifier results, you would maybe expect United Kingdom to ban a Hard Rock. I guess. I don't know necessarily what their exact weakness in the Hard Rock pool was, though. Whether it was, you know, something like aim streams or what the problem was that caused them to have kind of a weaker result in that mod. Wouldn't surprise me to see another hidden ban, though. It is going to be Go Berserk. So that's going to be the AR8 hidden pick gone. So we are now down to one hidden map as both teams have chosen to spend their first bans on a hidden. We'll see if Shonen Radio comes up with UN, which is just Neo backwards, next. Yeah, we'll just have 3 hidden bans, but Canada is going to ban the second Hard Rock, so they're going to ban Innocent Floor, which I did not get the opportunity to play, but it's by P Light, so, you know, maybe like finger control tech stream type stuff. This is the sort of thing that I apparently just need to spend more time going through pools before matches. But it is going to be Hard Rock 2 as Canada's second ban. So we will see what United Kingdom chooses as the final ban. And then after that, we'll be able to get underway with some actual picks. There's going to be Freemod 3 as the final ban from Team United Kingdom, which is, of course, Twister, Subarashiki Mix. The oldest map in the pool. It runs from 2008. It is a CS6 AR7. So it is a really, really old map that is going to be the final ban. So that's one of those where, like, you're either comfortable with it or you're not. It feels like people can either play that sort of thing or they're just really, really bad at it, and that's the sort of thing that Digital Hypno loves putting in map pools, and teams either fall in love with, like we saw in Hippo Cup with My Angel Jonah, or they just ban it because they say, no, I'm sorry, we're not dealing with AR7 CS6. See you later. So the first pick to come out will be from the United Kingdom. I don't actually know where our referee is at the moment. Should be waiting on UK's pick here. And the first pick will be Yotogi Banashi no Kamikakushi Oko's Extra, also known as a Nomad number 5. This is the highest BPM Nomad pick. Fairly well-known map set, I feel. I've seen this diff used here and there quite a few times. Kind of a high BPM all-around sort of pick. So teams that are comfy on Nomad, as the United Kingdom are, will not be will be pretty likely, I think, to pick this. It'll be one you'll probably see. And we'll see who the teams decide to put in on this one. Looks like we might have Majora, Harpy, Wario against Eddie, Kyle, and a third player from Canada to be named later. And by later, I mean hopefully soon, because I would like to get the match underway. And it will be Stoof coming in as the third player for Team Canada, so everybody should be good to go now. We have 3 on each side, and we should be able to get this match truly underway after quite some time here spent on the precursors to the real thing. So we are all ready to go. United Kingdom with the first pick of Yotogi Banashi to open up the proceedings in their match here against Canada. These are, of course, as mentioned, the middle seeds of the tournament. They are the 8th and 9th place finishers in the qualifiers, so we will see how they perform in the real thing as we get underway with our first pick here. Should see everybody holding combo pretty comfortably through most of this map. I don't feel that there's too much early on to break on. I am proven wrong, however, by both Eddie and Kyle missing here in the first verse. So United Kingdom will be able to take a pretty early lead here, as we do see them still holding on to an SS on Majora, and the other 2 holding their FCs as well. Stoof now waving the flag for Canada. Will be the one trying to keep them in this as Eddie and Kyle work to bring their combos back up. United Kingdom, though, still holding all 3 of their FCs. Everybody seems very comfortable with this particular pick. It is kind of, like I said, sort of an all-around, you've got aim bursts, but it's at a relatively high BPM. And that is the part that will be likely to trip people up, as we do see both Harpy and Wario breaking on that repeat slider. With about a third of the map to go, this is definitely a comeback in the progress for Canada. If they can hold their combos together, they will be able to make this deficit go away, as it were, as I lose track of my words. Kyle does find a break, so we have Eddie and Stoof now Stoof breaks as well though, so that is going to be, I think, about all she wrote here for Canada, but it could come back in the last seconds here as we do see another couple of breaks from the United Kingdom. Majora and Wario both break. This gap is closing. Eddie does still have quite the combo, and Wario breaks again. This could come down to the final seconds here. Looks like Canada might be able to do it, and they do make the score gap come closed and take the victory at the last second. That is going to be Canada taking the break point on the first pick of the match in a very back and forth affair. Those combos at the last moments just long enough to eke out a 21k point victory. So that is certainly one way to get a match started. Now Canada will have their pick to come in the hopes of consolidating that break point. They will look to go up 2-0. We'll see what they pick. Like I said, everybody looked relatively comfortable on that pick. You know, you saw the S rank from Kyle, you saw the S rank from Harpy, 1 miss each from Eddie, Majora, 2 misses each from Wario and Stoof. So really just the timing of those breaks was all it came down to. Eddie able to build up a large enough score to help bring that lead back despite Kyle having the lower score. He and Wario close enough that it was not enough for UK to hold on to their lead. Stoof jokingly picking TNJ by Cranky, of course not in this pool. That would be a tiebreaker anywhere it was, and it's not a good tiebreaker even at that. The real pick coming in from Eddie here, it is going to be UN by Shonen Radio. And of course Azer coming right in for this one with it being a hidden pick. That is his place. This is another very short map, only 1:46 drain time. Looks like Yuki-chan will come in as well, so we'll have Eddie, Azer, Yuki. UK deciding on their third to join Wario and Majora. So we do see the only hidden map left available to be picked, chosen as the first pick from Canada. Not a huge surprise there. Azer being the hidden player that he has always been known to be. Good trump card to have up your sleeve for any hidden picks. It's going to be Hello? I guess somebody said that's how his name's supposed to be pronounced, coming in as the third for the United Kingdom. So Wario, Hello, Majora. UK just loves having names that are annoying to pronounce compared to how they're spelled. Against Eddie, Azer, and Trevor Rashar, aka Yuki-chan. We'll see if he'll load into the game here, or if we might have to restart here. We might panic. We're gonna panic. Alright, all 6 players will now be visible. And we will see how Azer looks. I, haven't seen him in really any Osu context anytime recently. Has taken some time away from this game, streamed some other games, so we'll see how things go for him here. The first break, however, is going to come from Yuki-chan, so it's going to be UK with a bit of an advantage here. The lead should flicker over to them, despite their somewhat lower accuracy here. It's only a small lead early on, but it is, about 70 combo, and this is a very short map. We are almost halfway through already. UK will look to hold on to that lead as best they can. going to be flickering pretty hard. Canada, not a large deficit in terms of combo, and they do have an accuracy advantage with the SS from Eddie and the 1x100, I believe, from Azer. Majora with the SS, but Hello and Wario a little bit farther behind. However, that break from Yuki-chan should be enough to allow UK to hold on to the lead if everything goes as planned for the rest of the map. Eddie does find a break for Canada, and that means that this victory, as long as UK can just hold on another couple seconds, is pretty much guaranteed. That is going to be a break from Wario, but their lead is up to just about 200k. So unless everybody has some serious difficulty with the end here, this will be a safe lead, I think, for the United Kingdom to bring back this break point. Azer performing admirably, but the breaks from his teammates unfortunately will mean that the United Kingdom, despite a few misses here at the end from both Majora and Wario, the United Kingdom will hold on to that lead. With the FCs coming in from both Azer and Hello. So very impressive from them. 2x100. Very incredible act from Azer, but you know, those longer combos from the other players on the UK and the 0-100 153 miss from Majora, enough to even things up now at 1 point apiece. We're back even on pick order. And now that Azer is done here, it is time to go play CSGO. I hope you all have a good day. We'll be switching games. First map will be I think Mirage comes up first today. So United Kingdom, of course, will be picking next. And then we'll see if a team can win a pick of their own after the first two were split as breakpoints. We are going to investigate the DT pool. It's going to be Shining Stream, so it's going to be the AR 10.3, kind of, again, all-around DT pick here. A little bit of aim, a little bit of streams. Shining Stream, after all, you kind of have to expect to have streams. Last seen, I want to say I remember seeing it, I should say, I want to say was, it would be Cindeluna's Autumn Tour. I want to say it was in the same pool as Go Berserk as well, though it was, that map was, I believe, free mod in that particular pool, instead of being hidden. But no surprise to see the UK picking this with Wario, Majora on their side. I think they have a pretty strong DT roster that they can put together. Canada, of course, will bring in Stoof, to no real surprise there. We'll see how they perform on this one. Jokingly saying he just took some Adderall, so he's going to be good to go. He's going to have all the energy he could possibly need to play these 230 VPM streams. Does Adderall help with reading AR 10.3? Anybody want to conduct a double-blind study on Osu players taking stimulants? Because I am very here for that, if so. Might have a little trouble with the IRB, but you can make a case for investigating the effects of stimulants on video game performance. You might be able to make a case for that, sort of. Don't know about Adderall, but, you know, caffeine, at least. So everybody is ready to go. We will have Wario, Hello, Majora against Eddie, Stoof, Kyle. Should be able to get things going here momentarily. And we will see if the United Kingdom can win their own pick, or if we'll continue trading break points. The countdown is in. We'll be getting underway here in just a few seconds with map number 3. Early breaks from Kyle on Canada and Wario on the UK. So Eddie, Stoof, Majora, Hello still FCing. Majora and Hello with identical accuracy. How adorable. This is that sort of early round high AR pick that you typically see where it's relatively friendly in terms of patterns, but there's like spots where you can trip up, as we do see Stoof and Wario both breaking. So Eddie the only FC now on Canada. Kyle with a relatively decent combo, but Majora and Hello still holding their FCs despite Wario missing shortly after Stoof, and missing again in fact. But his struggles will not prove to be too big of a stumbling block for the UK, as they do still have the 2 FCs with very solid accuracy. Eddie performing incredibly well in this one for Canada, and they should have the combo lead, and we do see a break from Majora, so that means that after this break, Canada should be able to take the lead to their side, as long as they can hold on through just this first couple of patterns. That lead will go to Team Canada as we hit about the halfway point in this map. Very bad place for Majora to break, unfortunately, with this kind of free combo coming up right after it that is able to allow Canada to take a bit of a lead. Stoof does find another break. Eddie and Kyle, though, still holding on to their big combos. And Majora and Wario combined add up to one of the 2 combos from Canada, with Hello still FCing. So the lead should stay relatively stable here until anyone breaks later on. Eddie with still very, very solid accuracy, up around 99.5. Stoof will suffer a break in the stream and Buzz Slider section, but so will Hello. So that means Canada, with their 200-ish thousand point lead here, should be able to take this. The map is going to be coming to an end here very shortly, and they have a very solid lead. And they continue to hold those combos on Kyle and Eddie. Very impressive play from Eddie. This accuracy is nothing to scoff at. So we will see a 3rd break point in a row. That is going to be Canada taking another win off of their opponent's pick on the back of Eddie and his 99.49% FC, and the very long combo from Kyle as well. Super solid performance from Canada on that pick, despite it being UK's choice. A little bit of an underperformance perhaps from them. A couple of untimely misses really can make the difference, especially with Scorby too, but Kyle and Eddie both going over 1 million points. That's pretty hard to beat without any FCs of your own. So Canada once again has the opportunity to consolidate a break point. We'll see if they can do it this time. Alright, now if Canada wants to be able to go hidden again, they'll have to go to the free mod pool. Azer has come in, so we'll see what their choice is. They are yet to provide a pick, however. They will appear to be taking their time to decide on this this next map. Hello jokingly saying free mod 2, it's not their pick. Oh boy. So that is not the pick. United Kingdom is not picking next. Canada is picking next. So we'll see what Canada actually picks. This is not the map that will be played here. That being said, it would be funny if Canada wanted to pick this anyway, if we wanted to just like double extra confuse the referee. But for the moment, the pick is as yet undecided here. We're gonna wait on Canada to actually select the map. So Canada taking their sweet time. Gonna have to start running some timers here after this, I believe, due to kind of this extensive stalling going on. And they have finally chosen. It will be Freemod 1, the Dirty Androids map Egret and Willow. Give me some Dirty Androids. Coincidentally, this is mapped by the same mapper as Entrance of the Jungle, which was featured in Hippo Cup 2. This is an unranked map of his. And of course in the free mod pool now instead of in the hard rock pool. So we'll see. With Azer coming in, you know, again, the tech hidden player, you gotta expect him to be going hidden. I'm not sure what to expect of anyone else necessarily. Maps like this you don't tend to see too much hard rock on, but you can. Wouldn't be unheard of. Looks like it's going to be Eddie and Yuki-chan alongside Azer. They will be facing Majora Hello and a player to be determined as the third, I should say, excuse me. The sixth player, the third from the United Kingdom. Phrasing is everything. Will be Topspin coming in as the last player to round out the lobby. Looks like we will be seeing Hello and Topspin going hidden, and then Azer and Yuki-chan going hidden on the side of Canada. Everybody is ready to go, so we will get underway with map number 4. We have yet to see a team win their own pick. Will this be the time? Will Canada be able to consolidate their second break point, or will we see United Kingdom steal another one back and even things out at 2-2? And here we go, getting underway. We will find out shortly. See an early break from Azer, so the lead will be starting off with the United Kingdom here. Hello misses as well on that stream, and actually will briefly fail due to just passive HP drain on that small break, but nothing insurmountable there. The lead will go back over to Canada for now, but Eddie finds a break too, so that lead will be short-lived if Majora and Topspin can hold their combos. Will flicker over. United Kingdom taking the lead back halfway through. It's only about 5k. It's gonna grow slightly, but not by a huge amount. Azer's combo not too far behind. That being said, Hello is decently far ahead of Eddie, so the lead will grow a bit. Eddie does find another break. And United Kingdom looking very strong here, poised to take another break point. That'll be 4 in a row if they can hold this one. Getting into the last quarter of the map here, it's a 100,000 plus point lead. Says to me that, especially with that break from Yuki-chan, United Kingdom will bring back another break point, and we'll be going to 2-2 here. As Azer finally breaks once again. Majora topspin holding on to those combos. Just a formality at this point now, as the United Kingdom is successful here in a big way. 600,000 points, the margin of victory on that one. 2-2 goes the score. 4 maps in a row that are break points. FCs from both Topspin and Majora bolstering their performance on that one. Yuki-chan with the incredible accuracy, 300s and 1 miss, but not enough to really make a match of that one, unfortunately. So once again, UK will be picking, and it's going to be an even score. We will see if a team can win a pick of their own. It's got to happen eventually. At a certain point, you begin to wonder if they should just, you know, pick something they think the other team will be good at instead of something that they think they'll be good at. Because clearly what they're doing is not working out super well so far in terms of picking strategy. So maybe something completely different now, you know? Maybe a Hard Rock pick. That would be cool. We could really investigate the entire pool, you know? Or maybe something just kind of off the wall, like a Nanatsu and Sakura. I feel like they've been kind of picking kind of as what you'd expect them to pick, so maybe picking something that is not what we would traditionally consider within these particular players' comfort zone would be a good idea. Something a little different. I think let's go right to the top. It's going to be Sola, the last word difficulty. This is, I believe, the highest star rating map in the pool by a very small margin, 6.63 stars. This is, of course, the top diff from the most recently ranked map set of this song from back in spring of 2018. 195 BPM, but it feels higher, maybe because it's kind of non-stop. You know, it's a lot of circles. Also decent number of bursts and streams. So there's places you can miss. That being said, as a Nomad 1 pick, you know, it is kind of meant to be, at least in most of Habib's pools, it seems like, you know, it's meant to be the sort of comfort pick. And we will be switching up the roster slightly. Gonna have Majora joined by Harpy and Topspin. On the other side, Canada will have Eddie joined by Stoof and Kyle. I believe that should be the rosters that they'll be going with, so we will likely be set to go here very briefly. All right, we will get underway here. The match tied all square at 2 points to 2. No team has won a pick of their own as of yet. United Kingdom, with their third selection of the match, will look to change that. Canada, for their part, would like to keep it going, get another break point on the board. See if they can steal another one, or if somebody will hold on to a lead for an entire map here. This is one where it almost feels like any miss is a shit miss, is how it feels when you're playing this. If you miss, it's just like, why did I miss there? It's that sort of map where it's relatively comfortable and the angles of the jumps are really not that complicated. A couple of those patterns can be somewhat tricky, as we do see a break from Majora, so that is going to be the lead going over to Canada. About a 200 and change combo advantage that they will have with those 3 FCs still alive. Eddie and Stu both holding onto their SSs still. Harpy as well. Topspin slightly behind is all with, I believe, 100. Everybody does hold on through that slight finger control section. Canada will keep their lead, about 70,000 points. It's going to grow a tad bit. And Topspin does find a break for the United Kingdom, so they are down to 1 FC now. Canada with still 3 FCs, 2 of which are SS ranks. As Stu finally hits a 100, so that leaves 1 SS, but still 3 FCs. That's what's going to matter. That's the important part. Kyle does break. We'll see if that proves to have an effect on the outcome, but Harpy misses as well. United Kingdom now has no FCs. So the miss from Kyle will likely have no effect on the outcome of this one. Eddie does break on those big back and forth jumps, and Stu shortly thereafter, as well as Kyle, but there is only one combo on the side of the United Kingdom, as Majora and Harpy both broke. So Topspin, the only one holding a combo, will not be enough to make a comeback here. And we will see a 5th consecutive break point once this map comes to an end here shortly. These teams not having any luck at all with their picks. I don't know what to say. I don't know that I've really seen anything like this in quite some time. That is 5 break points in a row, as the Canada takes a 200,000 point victory on that one. Eddie, notably, 0 100s, 150, and 6 misses. Majora on the other side, Majora, excuse me, on the other side with 300s and 3 misses. Very interesting sort of map, but Canada, once again, winning a break point. So we'll have to see. If I were one of these teams, I would want to know what the other was going to pick and just pick that instead for my pick, because clearly picking stuff that you actually want is not working very well. Teams continuing to jokingly pick FM3. Notably, the third free mod was banned, so that is not a valid pick by anyone, regardless of whose turn it is to pick. I still feel like they should just go into the hard rack pool, just because everything else isn't working, so they might as well. But they might just stick with another no mod. Don't know that I see Canada picking another DT here. Things did go well for them on Shining Stream though, so maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. Perhaps I don't know, Silver Dream? Or Resurrected Replayer? Did you guys know that Resurrected Replayer has Resurrected spelled wrong? Wait, no it doesn't. I lied. I apologize. Word looks so weird. Okay, so they are gonna go with DT. It's gonna be DT too, so it is gonna be Silver Dream. Apparently, I'm just an idiot. I don't know. They picked the DT that I specifically say they're not going to pick, but I really don't actually know this DT pool, so that was kind of talking out of my ass anyway. So this is going to be the Ancient DT. This was submitted and ranked in 2009. Base AR is 8, so it's going to be an AR 9.67. Very short map again. I'm a big fan of how short these pools are. This map's just over a minute long. Very high BPM, goes up to 288. It's one of those variable BPM maps. I believe the listed BPM is going to be 288. Kind of talking about how bad their scores are on this, which means that I have to assume they're pretty good. Everybody is ready, so we should be getting started with map number 6 here. Once again, we are yet to see a team win their own pick. And with each passing pick, you know, the teams would more and more like to change that. Canada, as the team picking second, you know, you want to get that consolidation. You go up, it's a 2-point lead. You know, when your opponent is picking, they're now down 2 points. Not the best feeling to be in that spot. Do you see a few breaks early? It's going to be Azer, as well as Hello and Wario. So Stoof and Kyle holding onto their FCs, as well as Majora. Means that Canada will be able to take the early lead. Again, very, very short map, so any break can have a pretty big effect here as Azer breaks again, but so does Wario. So we are going to see Stoof and Kyle facing off against Majora and Hello. Kyle with the 90% accuracy, somewhat suspect, but he's holding the combo, which is the important part. Oh, but that is going to be a break from Stoof, and United Kingdom takes the lead right back. Hello breaking immediately thereafter, but Majora and Wario both holding on to combos. Hello breaking again. This is going to be very, very tight. In the last seconds, can Canada mount a comeback? No, they cannot. United Kingdom holds on at the end of that one on the back of Majora's FC, and Hello and Wario just holding on to their combo that little bit longer. And it is going to be 3-3. That is now 6 consecutive break points. Yes, 6. I suppose we could just skip straight to tiebreaker at this point because it feels inevitable the way that this match is going. You never know, though. Somebody could eventually win their own pick. Like, you kind of would expect it to happen sooner or later, but, you know, maybe not. United Kingdom will pick next. So they've got, I mean, still some options. You know, Nanatsu and Senzakura is still up. Crystal Illusion's still up. Daze or Daze, Let's Daze is still up. As well as Daruma-san. So there's, you know, only been 2 picks in the Nomad pool so far. I say Hidden is gone, but Hidden was gone from the ban phase pretty much. They only left 1 Hidden up. It is going to be Nanatsu Isenzakura as the pick. This is a super cool map. It's a circle size 3.8, so slightly larger circles than normal. Has some very awkward triangular shaped triples. Some very kind of interesting patterns with a capital int. At least that's how it felt to me when I played through it. Very good song as well. So we will see once the pick gets put in who the teams decide to bring in. Alright, so everybody is ready to go with Nanatsu Isenzakura, map number 7 in this best of 11. United Kingdom making yet another attempt to win a pick of their own. Canada, again, will look to prevent that from occurring. We're going to have Topspin Apollo and Hello this time, taking on Stoof, Kyle, and Yuki-chan, aka Trev Rashar. We will get underway here. This is such a nice song. It's just very relaxing. And then it kind of speeds up, you know, gets a little more intense. And here we will go. I don't know, I guess I'm probably just bad because those triangular triples feel very, very awkward to me, but all the players having absolutely no trouble with them at all. I speak a lie, Topspin does find a break, as does Kyle. So one break, each side has 2 FCs remaining. And of note, 3 of those 4 FCs are SS ranks. Kyle does under-aim that wide-angle jump, but I believe Apollo did as well. So that means United Kingdom will now be down to 1 FC. Canada still holding on to 2, and they're both SSs at that. They will take the lead halfway through here as we get into these streams. Second half of this map will up the intensity a fair amount. Some awkward triples and aim, as well as some interesting sliders. Trev Rashar and Stoof still holding both of their SSs. Canada taking about a 100,000 point lead. Hello still holding on to the FC, still holding on to hope for the United Kingdom as Kyle finds a break. Will this be enough for the lead to come back in the last seconds of this map? Oh, it will not, as Hello finds a break of his own. Yuki-chan does finally break his FC, but I believe that's going to be too little, too late, probably. Canada's starting to have some trouble here. Yuki-chan and Kyle both breaking all over the place. Stu breaking his FC as well. Is this going to come back to the absolute last seconds? I think the gap is just big enough for them to hold on. And in the last moment, Canada just ekes it out. That is a 7,000 point win. Just enough of a lead that they had built up to keep the advantage and take the point for our 7th straight break point. I think. Yeah, the referee said the score wrong. Actually, oh. So, okay, the MP link shows Yuki-chan as failing. He did not fail. Or he did fail, but failed scores count. So it is going to be Canada leading 4-3. The tournament client didn't show him failing, so I didn't even realize that that would be why you would have that issue. Yuki-chan did fail, but since failed scores count, it does not actually matter. So the small margin of victory will hold up for Canada. They will take, as mentioned, the 7th straight break point. Once again, we'll have an opportunity to consolidate a break point. And for anybody watching at home, of course, I believe Zasuma is mere maps away from finishing Osu, completing the game, beating Osu. He has 1,400 viewers. Holy cow. I wonder if this is the last map, because his chat is going absolutely nuts. But back to this map, we do have the first Hard Rock pick coming in. It's going to be Wadatsumi by Toto, Hard Rock number 3. Another one of those kind of awkward maps that Digital Hypno pools are known for, I feel like. Man, this dude out here using that cursor in 2019, that's crazy. That's like a throwback cursor. So, I guess, you know, kind of taking a low-key break here to watch Zasumo while we wait on United Kingdom to decide on their roster. Canada has Stoof, Kyle, and Eddie in for Hard Rock 3, but I think we're kind of just taking a quick moment here to appreciate somebody literally completing Osu. Which is a pretty amazing accomplishment in its own right. I mean, the amount of time and dedication to the game to play every single ranked map in the game, like, that's actually nuts, and definitely deserves praise. Certainly picked a long enough map for his final map. I believe we're ready to go in our match here, though, so we'll have to tear our eyes away from Dedication God himself for a bit. It's okay, this map is pretty short. He'll probably still be playing by the time the map in this match ends, if I had to guess. Okay, I lied. UK is just doing whatever it is they're doing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just watching Zasumo. It's alright. Don't worry about it. We're gonna hang out. Alright, everybody is now ready, so we will get underway. We will finally play Wadatsumi. Canada's pick, 9th map in the match. Wario, Topspin, Majora versus Stoof, Kyle, Eddie. Still looking for that ever elusive held point, because all we can do is see breakpoints thus far. If Canada is successful with this one, they will give themselves a couple of match points. But we'll see how everybody performs on these small circles. Of course, CS 6.5 with Hard Rock, everybody's favorite. Kyle with the early break for Canada. UK will take a small lead. Ignoring Majora's Act, let's just look at top spins because he's got 99.4. You see those two early breaks from Canada. Still 3 FCs for the UK. Another break from Kyle. Eddie, the only combo, or the only FC on that side, as Stoof breaks again. UK with 3 FCs still intact. Gonna take a pretty big lead here. I don't have audio on. I'm guessing this is like Osu Memories because that would make perfect sense for the last map he's playing. I've got to assume that's what this is. I don't know the map visually, so I'm just assuming that's what Zasumo was doing. That's pretty cool. But anyway, United Kingdom still with those 3 FCs. Canada holding on to hope that Eddie can keep things going here, but the gap is huge. I mean, it's a 500-point lead for the UK. It looks like we're going to see yet another break point. That's going to be 8 in a row. don't know that I know what to say about that. I really don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. UK finally loses one of its FCs as Wario breaks, but Majora and Topspin still holding on. Canada with no combos, really nothing going here. It's going to be probably potentially over 1 million points. And that is going to be the UK tying things up 4-4. 8 break points in a row, ladies and gentlemen. We are keeping the train rolling. I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is not commonplace, to be sure. This is not what you expect, like, ever. Yeah, this is not what you typically see. But that is 4-4. So we are going to come down to the last 2 picks here. The last 4? That's a couple picks here, yeah. Last 2 picks here. Will we go to a tiebreaker, or will somebody finally hold a pick of their own? Will we see a break point? I really don't know. But we are guaranteed to see every pick from both teams, and potentially a tiebreaker as well. We'll see what the UK brings in as their last pick of this match. Will it be something they can actually win, put the pressure on Canada with their own final pick, and what will end up being, at that point, the last pick of the match, period? Sasuma coming down to the end of the final map. It's about to do it, guys. With 2,000 viewers nearly, he is about to complete the game. Actually, here. Oh. Just for the reaction here. Alright, it's just him breathing. I was really kind of disappointing. I really hope for something more interesting than that. Alright, United Kingdom gonna go back to the DT pool. It is going to be DT number 1. So we're gonna see Fermion. Another pretty old map. This one from back in 2010. One of those old maps that doesn't even have a background. Says pretty much all you need to know about it. All right, everybody's ready to go. So at long last, we will get underway with DT number 1, the 9th pick of this match, and potentially the 9th straight break point of this match as well. We'll see what happens if Canada can get another break point, or if UK will be the first to win a pick on their own terms, with Wario Hello Majora against Kyle, Stoof, and Azer for this one coming in. We need to get this one started though. Players are ready and have been ready. And here we go. It's a very tricky kind of finger control. This background does not work with these hit circle colors, does it? Early lead is going to go to the side of the United Kingdom with that early break from Stoof. Azer Kyle still holding on to their FCs though, so Canada not out of this by any means. Azer does break as well. Stoof breaks again. It's 3 FCs to the UK against just the 1 from Canada. Will this be the first map that somebody actually wins their own pick? Well, Wario does break. Majora and Hello still holding on though. Already past halfway through here. There's about a 400,000 point lead for the UK. That's what they want to see. Stoof, Kyle, Azer all break from Canada. That is probably going to decide this one. United Kingdom has done it. They have finally won a pick of their own, and at exactly the right time. This is now a match point for the United Kingdom on Canada's pick. Very incredible accuracy across the board there, might I add. And Canada, with the last pick of the match, is going to go to the DT pool. It is going to be Daruma-san as the final selection. So we will see some disco. That is pretty much the definition here. It is a disco map. Like, you know what you're getting into when you play anything by him. Hair 8.9, CS 5.9. HP 5.9, accuracy 7.9. I wish this map were like 5.89 stars and a minute and 39 seconds long, and like 169 BPM and 639 combo. Like there's so many little things they could have just slightly changed and it would have all matched up. Very sad. Anyway, very nice song. Pretty cool map. It is in the Nomad pool, so ref will have to take off DT at some point here before this starts. Alright, the DT modifier has been removed from this pick at long last. So we will hopefully see the players get readied up and ready to go here quickly. Be able to get underway with our last pick. We'll determine whether we go to tiebreaker or if the match ends here. The United Kingdom can close it out. And here we go. The final pick of the match, Dharma-san, Disco's Extreme, Wario Hello Topspin versus Kyle Stoof Azer. Canada looking to stay alive in this one and send it to tiebreaker. United Kingdom looking for yet another break point to close it out. Let's get underway here. Kyle will be the first to break on the side of Canada. But Topspin gonna reply with a break of his own, so 2 FCs. Azer broke right at the beginning, I guess. I must have missed that. So Azer was in fact first to break, but he's only about 10 combo, 15 combo behind. Not gonna have a huge effect. United Kingdom will still have a lead, but that combo advantage is about balanced out by Kyle's now combo advantage over Topspin. We'll see how the players deal with this very Disco kind of awkward angle, reading heavy pick. We do see a break from Wario as well as Hello. United Kingdom now has no FCs remaining. Topspin their only decent combo. He'll be around 200, but Canada still has Stoof with the FC, Azer with the near FC, Kyle only a few combo behind those two as well. Azer will break, but it's the same time as Wario, so it's going to be a combo reset between those two. Canada's still going to have a comfortable advantage here. Going to be getting up to around 200k with the last third of the map to go, as Stoof finds a break at the same time as Hello. So once again, just a reset. Kyle and Topspin the only big combos. Stoof with another break. It's about 50 combo differential between him and Hello. Azer and Wario on the exact same combo, or near enough. And looks like Canada is going to be successful in this one. We should be seeing a tiebreaker. So after all of those break points back and forth, we see both teams winning their last picks and going to a tiebreaker. I don't know what happened with the client here. It got quite a bit behind, but rest assured, Canada did win this 5-5. So the tiebreaker will be played to determine this one in our first match on stream of the tournament. Gets a tiebreaker. One of my personal favorite songs. I really love this tiebreaker a lot. It is, of course, Square Tetris versus Desperagoya. Really good song and a very cool map as well. So, after much build-up, we do get to see the tiebreaker. We will see who the teams put in. I don't really know what to expect player-wise. Yuki-chan would make sense for consistency as well as Stoof. Looks like Kyle is the third for Canada. On the other side for United Kingdom, maybe Kyle going out. For United Kingdom, Majora, Harpy, and a player to be named. So looks like Azer is going to switch over. Going to come in place of Kyle. Yuki-chan I believe staying in. United Kingdom still deciding on their last player. Curious to see who the United Kingdom decides on as their third. It looks like it might be Topspin as he does come in. Still waiting on everybody to be ready to go here. It looks like Majora, Harpy, Topspin versus Azer, Stoof, Trev Rashar might be the final selections. Interestingly enough, we will see both Azer and Yuki-chan with Hidden. So going with mods on the tiebreaker, obviously very comfortable Hidden players, both of those two, so not a huge surprise, but not the standard, I don't feel. You know, you don't see too many mods on tiebreakers. And so here we go. After quite the back and forth match with all those break points, it does come down to the tiebreaker. And only time will tell which team emerges victorious from this pick. Really begins here as we get through the intro. So far, Canada in the lead pretty much is based on that mod multiplier with their two players with Hidden. But there is so much map to come, that's not gonna probably mean much for all that much longer. As soon as we see a break from any player. Still 6 FCs on the board through about 650 combo. Everybody feeling good so far. I just want to listen to the song. The song is so good. All 6 players up over 1,000 combo. Any misses are going to become extremely punishing here. Back into the thick of things. 6 FCs still on the board. Azer does break. That is huge. United Kingdom going to take every opportunity they can to just jump right on that miss. Lead goes over to their side for the first time since the very beginning of the map. How long can they keep their 3 FCs alive? Will it be long enough to give themselves an insurmountable lead? Will Canada be able to keep things going in this one? Trev Rashar, Yuki-chan missing, as well as Stoof. They have no FCs left now on the side of Canada. United Kingdom still has all 3 alive. Majora does finally break, but it is still Topspin and Harpy with the FCs. United Kingdom going to pull ahead here by over 100,000 points. You begin to wonder about the hidden picks, but just a couple of very poorly timed breaks right at halfway through the map. Topspin has broken as well, though, as Harpy. So there are now no FCs left. Canada will have a considerable combo advantage with Azer holding onto a near 600 combo. Yuki-chan building up as well, working towards 200 in his own right. Majora building up a little bit. You know, he's kind of in between the two. But this will be the place where Canada will look to turn things around here and take the advantage back to their side as long as they can keep these combos going. Azer, who I would say is the most experienced player in this lobby, most experienced in these kinds of pressure-filled settings, but he does find a break as well. There are no combos left now, and Harpy and Majora, excuse me, both holding on to combos on their side. United Kingdom will continue to hold on to this lead. Coming into the last quarter of the map, they have about 130,000 point advantage in their favor. Canada just has to hope the UK finds a couple of breaks here if they want to have a chance at this one. Azer finds another break. It might be too little too late as Stoof and Yuki-chan both break as well. The lead is going to continue growing. Majora and Harpy both with big combos on the board. United Kingdom look to have done enough to secure an insurmountable lead here in the last seconds of this map to move on in the winner's bracket. It feels like just a formality now here at the end as Majora and Harpy are still comboing. They might be up to 1,000 by the time it's over. Very impressive to keep things going after those breaks in the middle of the map. Would have been easy to despair there, but they both got right back into things and put together some pretty intense, crazy combos to give United Kingdom the lead they need here. On Canada's side, really not able to put it back together in the second half and last third especially of this one. Very, very impressive performance on this tiebreaker from the United Kingdom, doing what it took in the last quarter of the map to give themselves the lead to take the win 6 points to 5. They are your winners of this match, and they will be moving on to the quarterfinals. 3 S ranks, not a single miss on the side of the UK. Only slider breaks. Very, very impressive stuff there from them. They will be moving on to face the winner of the United States versus Japan later tonight. GG, well played to both of these teams, though. Very interesting sort of match with those 8 straight break points followed by 2 held points and then just the tiebreaker. You know, wasn't maybe the closest tiebreaker at the very end there as Canada kind of fell behind and the UK pulled away in the last moments, but overall, very impressive performance from both teams to put together a match like that. UK just eking things out on the tiebreaker. So we will see them again in the winner's bracket next week. Canada, meanwhile, will drop down to the losers. Canada, of course, will end up facing, let's see here. Oh, okay, so United Kingdom plays the winner of United States versus Japan, and Canada plays the loser, so likely UK will get United States and Canada will get Japan. We will find out about that later on tonight, 4 a.m. UTC, the time for United States versus Japan. We'll be back on stream with that one, midnight Eastern Daylight Time. Hope to see at least some of you there, the Americans in the crowd. As mentioned, of course, GG well played to both of these teams. Thank you to everyone for playing and watching. We will see you guys in about 6.5 hours. Till then, have a great afternoon, have a great evening, have a great night. I've been this one guy, and I will see you later.